Hello, my dear. Rhonda Constant, your favorite hometown medium, physical energy healer, oracle card advisor, paranormal investigator, voice for your loved ones. A little dark and dingy here today. Anyway, um, it's pouring down rain. I don't think I've done a reading for you before, so I like to explain real quick. I see, hear, feel, sense, know. They talk to me. They also show me pictures, and I call it spiritual charades. So I try to describe the picture the best that I can. They never waste a message. There's always a reason for whatever they show or say. So if it doesn't make any sense now, just keep it in mind because you'll either remember it later, see it later, or somebody else will validate it for you later and go, I know what she's talking about. So this is not an exact science. We communicate the best way we can. Sometimes you got to stretch it outside the box a little bit. They don't give me all the details because the details are none of my business. They'll give me just enough that hopefully you understand what they're talking about. And as she says, I love you. I respect you. I looked up to you. I went to you for advice. I appreciate you taking me in. I don't know if she means physically taking her in or taking her in as like family. You're good to my baby. And she's actually kind of bowing down to you, showing that she has a great reverence for you, a lot of admiration for you. She says, and a lot of love. Take care of both my babies. Something about childish. Childish. I don't know if she's talking about her or somebody else being childish. She's not talking about the child. She's okay. She says the main thing is that she thinks everybody needs to know is it did not hurt. Very peaceful. She says it was very floaty, like F I can spell, good grief. Floaty, like floaty, like, and not in a creepy way. It's not like she was floating around. She says, no, actually, it's more like a walk than floating off somewhere. It's more like you walk off somewhere. You have a grandma that's passed. She says something about seeing your grandma. Okay, she's showing me, and this is so common, a large, beautiful, shining angel. And the majority, well, they don't always show it, but I'm pretty sure every single time there's this beautiful angel that shows up to make, and they just feel so much love, so much. Have you ever heard anybody have a near-death experience and they say they see the light, they see the angel or whatever, and they don't want to come back, but they're forced to come back? She wasn't forced to come back because it was her time. So she had that feeling like, I want to go. I don't want to come back. And it's nothing against what's going on here. It's just so beautiful. And she says, I was okay with that. She heard people yelling at her, "Don't go, don't go." She said somebody was literally yelling, and if they weren't screaming and yelling out loud, "Don't go," they were in their head. And it could have been you. You don't have to be in the room at the time. She could still hear you. So it could be you. But this is somebody not going, "Please don't go." This is somebody screaming, "Don't go." She's calling her baby the is as a nickname. And we kind of stink at names, and nicknames count too. And I will tell you, almost all small children, until they get to be about 9 or 10, and most animals, at least dogs and cats anyway, see them, hear them, no problem, because they haven't been told yet that you can't do that. So watch the baby. If you see him giggling at something, or maybe his eyes are following something, like it looks like he's following a fly or something, it's because she's playing with him. He definitely sees her and giggles and flaps his arms. So watch the baby. He'll let you know when she's there, and watch him as he's growing up. And he gets a little bit older, and he might be feeding a cookie to an imaginary friend, sharing his cookie with somebody that you don't think is there. It's because he's going to see her. And I promise you that 1,000%. And 1,000%, I always tell people, they can hear you, they can see you, talk to her all you want to. She has this very, very loving, soft energy. Sweet, mellow. Something was corrupt. CORRUPT, corrupt. I don't know what she's talking about. Something's corrupt. And she didn't say somebody, she said something. The irony of it. Okay. I I don't know if you know Guns N' Roses. I think that's who sings Sweet Child of Mine. She's she's softly singing Sweet Child of Mine, but she's singing the Guns N' Roses song. So, don't know if you listen to that kind of music, and I haven't heard that song in a long time. Know that if you hear that song, or you hear somebody say Guns N' Roses, or you happen to see a ad for Guns N' Roses, I don't even know if they're still playing. Of course, nobody's playing right now. Um, the song, or even the saying "Sweet Child of Mine," that will be a sign to you from her that she's there. Any signs, validate her, acknowledge her, tell her you love her, and ask her to bring you more signs if you want them. That's your free will choice to ask. And then just sit back and watch and see what pops up. They're almost always sending us signs. We just don't realize what they are, so we don't see them. Was she a cheerleader, or did she go to football games at school a lot, or maybe in the pep squad, or something down front. Something down front at football games. She says, I loved everybody. I would like to be an example. A lot of people loved me because I loved everybody. And the example I want to be is when you shine your light out and show love, it comes back to you tenfold, like a magnet. If you show anger and hate, it comes back to you tenfold like a magnet. I would like people to see that and learn that. Which one do you want to attract? She's pointing at my shirt. She says, I could be that way. Oh, she says, show you the rest of it. Okay. My girlfriend was going to buy this for me, and I beat her to it. I'm not bossy. I am the queen. She says she could be bossy, and she was the queen. She's laughing. She's giggling. Don't forget that I love you. Something about oatmeal. Oatmeal. I don't know if you fixed her oatmeal. She liked to eat oatmeal. I don't know if her baby's old enough to eat oatmeal. I try not to creep anybody's page because it puts, I don't like too much information ahead of time. She says you're a little ornery, but she likes that. Crispy critter. Something about a crispy critter. Sometimes they just throw words out. It's her show. She can say whatever she wants within reason. Debilitating. It was debilitating. So whatever happened to her would have been debilitating. And I've asked them not to show me how they die anymore because they used to show me exactly the feelings and seeing it, and I spent too many times crying, so I've asked not to see that part anymore. She says, can you see me? Can you see me? And I said, yes, I can see you. She says, no, you. Can you see me? So know that this even happens to me, even though I can see them. You'll see it in your peripheral vision, your side view, and you'll see somebody walking by, or you might see somebody's head poking around the corner or something in your peripheral vision. So when you turn your head or you look down the hall and you see nothing when you're looking straight on, that's perfectly normal. So no, if I don't know exactly how you're going to see her. She says here, there, and everywhere. Okay. Okay. So you could be driving through town, right? Okay. And you might see somebody at a stop sign in a car, even standing there, doesn't matter. And all of a sudden you think it's her. And even though it's another person that looks like her, and this happens to me all the time, it's still, when she's the first one that pops into your head, if you're driving down the road, immediately listen to the radio. What's the next few words of the song, or what's the title of the song, or who's the artist of the song. There'll be some music. Pay attention to what's going on immediately at that time. That is still a sign from her. Again, validate her, acknowledge her, tell her you love her. So she's reaching out to you quite a bit. Take care of the is. She says he has many looking out for him from up there, but she's not showing me who's with her right now. And that's totally up to her and them to step forward or say who's there. There's a large dog. I can't see it very well. It's pretty vague that she has up there with her. So somebody has lost their fur baby. It's not a real dark colored dog, but it's kind of fuzzy, so I can't really describe it. So I'm not sure why we're not bringing that in closer. There's always a reason. Maybe she had a large dog that passed before, or you have. There's a very noisy bird. I got my door cracked open a little bit. I don't know if you can hear him. Can you hear him screaming? I don't know what he is. Let me get up and look. Can you hear him? Why I'm saying this is because anything that happens to me during a reading is something that's meant for whoever I'm reading for. There's two of them out there. I don't know where you live. We have wrens, W-R-E-N, wrens here. This is not a wren. It's 2 or 3 times as big as well, at least 3 times as big as a wren, but it's acting like a wren. A wren is a little bird that just twits and flips and screams, and even though it's a little bitty bird, and just jumps around and raises hell. And that's what they're doing. So watch for a bird like that to be sitting outside your window, or you could be anywhere. It could be at a movie. Doesn't matter. She's sending you all kinds of signs. So this noisy, irritating, loud little bird that can't sit still, he's probably pissed off because I haven't put any food in the feeder, will be another sign. So again, validate her, acknowledge her, tell her you love her, and ask her to bring you more. Maybe not quite such an irritating little bird. She says she knows she can depend on you, and she knew she could depend on you when she was here. You got snippy with her a couple times and gave her the mom lecture because she did something, and it doesn't matter what it was. And she said she took it to heart and she paid attention. And you were right. And thank you. Thank you for seeing the beauty in me, not outside me, but in me. What did you learn from it? We're all here to learn lessons. So she's asking you, what did you learn by her having that beauty inside of her? What did you learn that you could apply to yourself or to your life? Something that would improve your life. It would be something for the better. She would like for you to find somebody to teach her son to fish. I don't know if it's because maybe you like to fish, or she liked to fish, or she just thinks he needs to learn how to fish. I want him to learn how to fish. It's peaceful. She says until you get mad because none of them are biting and then you want to break the rod. She's got a cute sense of humor. All right, she's mentioning a horse-drawn carriage, so I don't know if somebody just had a horse and a cart, or she's just talking about somebody that has a horse. This one's a little vague, or if she actually took a ride in a horse-drawn carriage. I know here sometimes around here somebody will have one downtown. You pay to ride around in. She says, be careful about comparing apples and oranges. Should be apples to apples. Make sure you compare equal. I don't know what she's talking about. Make sure you don't compare apples to oranges. It's not the same thing. Every so often you're going to get a smell of her favorite perfume, and usually it's just a little whiff that goes by. Like every morning for 2 weeks when I open my eyes, I smell chocolate chip cookies. Never figured out who it was, but you'll get that little whiff, and you could be in the store, in your car, outside, doesn't matter. You get that. It's a very nice smelling perfume. Again, another sign. She's giving you plenty of signs. Validate her, acknowledge her, tell her you love her. She's just got this very soft, gentle energy. So at peace. She says it was so easy and so loving. She's shown herself back at this football field. Like she's still spending a lot of time there, like walking around. Like she's showing a football field like we have here at the high school. And they'll show something that I can relate to a lot of times. But there's a track around the football field. She's showing herself on the track. Where she's standing is where the cheerleaders stand during the football game. Maybe she ran track. Even though she's walking the opposite way that they would run. She's pretty much staying right down front. But she's on the field, on the track. And she still will be. Whenever she wants to. She can go. Okay. All right. I'm just going to say she can go wherever she wants. She doesn't want anybody to think that because they're thinking about her and missing her and longing for her, that they're holding her down here, because you can't tie a rope on them. You can't hold them here. They can go where they want to. They're pure energy. We don't have this heavy body anymore. So you can't tie them down. You can't hold them here. They'll be here when they need to be. And right now, she's going to be here a lot. When you're in, I don't know how long she's been gone, but it feels like pretty recent. When you're in real deep, deep grief, it's hard to see or hear the signs, to get the signs, because it's almost like there's a wall around us, which to me is the opposite of what it should be, because when they first leave, that's when you need to feel them, you need to hear them, and you need to smell them. So if you're not seeing the signs yet, you may have to wait till the grief subsides a little bit. See my baby as often as you can. I want you to be a part of his life. Crazy. Sorry, I got interrupted. So just know that if you're in deep grief, I think that's where I was, that it might take you a little bit to see all these signs, but she's leaving you plenty of signs, and she's heavy, heavy, heavy around all of you guys. But it's this soft, gentle, it's almost like a spring breeze. I don't even know how to describe her. It's just, you could even feel, well, a breeze would be a little hard for you to know whether it was her or just an actual breeze. I guess if you got a breeze in your house, you would know that soft, gentle movement of air going by. So know that she's around you a lot. She says she appreciates everything you've done, everything, while she was here and after she left. And I do love you very, very much. I want you to know that from the bottom of my heart. And with that, she's leaving. So I hope there was at least a couple of validations in there so you know that it's her. When you start getting the signs, you'll know it was her for sure. I don't like to spend my whole reading proving that I'm talking to her, but I like for them to prove at least once or twice that it is them. So I hope there was something in there. And know that she loves you very much. Watch for all those signs. Keep them in mind. Anyway, thank you for allowing me to be her voice. She's very sweet. Rhonda Constant, your favorite hometown medium, physical energy healer, oracle card advisor, paranormal investigator, voice for your loved ones. Much love.